What's up and welcome back to the channel. In this video, we are going to be fragging some zoanthid corals. Zoanthid corals are some of my personal favorite corals. I think they're super pretty. They come in all sorts of different colors, patterns, textures. They grow quickly, but not too quickly. So yeah, I absolutely love them. If you guys don't know though, you have to be super careful when handling corals in this family. So zoanthids and also Palythoa can potentially carry Palytoxin. What is Palytoxin? Palytoxin is, I believe I read, the second most deadly toxin known to man, which is pretty crazy. So yeah, obviously we have to be super careful when we're handling and irritating these corals, like when we're fragging them. So if this toxin, for example, gets into an open cut, it gets into your eyes or your mouth, you're gonna have a bad time. There have been reports of people getting really sick or ill, people being hospitalized, and in rare cases, even death. So we have to be super, super careful. In this video, I'm gonna show you guys my technique for how to handle and safely frag these corals, which minimizes the risk to myself, my family, and my pets. So yeah, let's dive in. So today we are going to be fragging 3 different types of zoanthids. The first is Utter Chaos, super pretty. We're actually going to grab from that colony in the back there, which isn't getting too much love. And also we're going to frag those blue and red zoanthids behind or attached to that same piece. In addition, we're also going to grab these green and orange ones, do a few of these as well. So yeah, let's pull these out of the tank. I'm just going to try to carefully grab this rock. So I now have the zoanthids I want to frag in this Tupperware full of tank water. And before we go any further, I am going to put on some protective gear so that if these corals do contain or eject some Palytoxin, none of it gets in contact with my skin, my eyes, or my face. So yeah, I think at the very minimum, we need gloves and eye protection. I also recommend face protection. I see a lot of people on YouTube doing it without anything covering their face. Not everyone, but some people. And personally, I just prefer not to take the risk. So I'm also going to be wearing a face covering. So we're also going to need some like bone cutters. And basically my technique is to try to find some rock that we can cut those zoanthid from underneath. So we're not actually cutting its skin, but we're cutting the rock underneath its tissue. And again, we do this because we want to minimize irritating the coral and minimize the chance that it ejects some Palytoxin. So let's start with the Utter Chaos. And what I like to do is take them out of the water and give them time for their polyps to close up. So let that sit for a minute. And while we're doing that, we can look for areas that look like they're really easy to frag. So I'm gonna look around here and see what's gonna be easy to frag. Yeah, so I'm wondering if like I could cut underneath the rock right here, maybe. It's kind of hard to tell now also, you know, because they're all closed up, which ones are which, but that's okay. Maybe even here. So yeah, I'm just gonna give it a try. Okay, got a little piece there, a frag plug, and a little bit of super glue. We will put this guy popped off. on the frag plug, just like that. Let it sit for a minute or two before we'll put it in a clean Tupperware of tank water. And then we'll do a few more. So next we're gonna try for some of these blue and red ones. Again, looking for an easy place of like a frag plug or a rock to pick off. And I kind of think that here might be a good spot. So I'm gonna try just gently. That was easy, I think. Just kind of wedge it off the rock. I'm getting a little bit of tissue here, but that's okay. And I know I have like the shakiest hands in the world. I actually knew from like a very young age that I would never be a surgeon. So I had to pick a different career path. Basically any career that requires, you know, a very steady hand. So we'll put that in our clean pile. And now I'm gonna move this one back to the water, the tank water bin. And we're gonna try and grab a few of the orange ones. So again, looking for easy places to chip off and grab like 1, 2, 3, however many zoas. So this looks like a good maybe point right here. We can also scrape off some of those vermitid snail shells. Those are kind of like pests. They're not the worst thing in the world, but I like to, when I can. Wait, did that come off? Scrape them off the coral. Yeah, this one came off. Okay, got one there. I'll grab a frag plug, a little bit of glue, highlighting my shaky hands. And let's see. Very careful. Okay, just like that. And we'll put that in our done pile. That's kind of sad, we only got one there. But that's okay, they will grow. Let's see if we can do one more of these. I feel like I can do better. Maybe get one with a few different, or a few polyps instead of just one. Maybe this thing here. And here is the final results. So we got 6 frags. Honestly, I forget how many of each. I think we got like 3 utter chaos, 2 of the orange and green ones, and 2 blue ones. No, that doesn't add up to 6. Well, I don't know. I guess we'll find out when we put them back in the tank and they open up again. I put all of the frags back into the tank, and I actually ended up doing a 7th frag because I found a polyp floating around. So you can see that most of the corals, or polyps rather, are already open, which is a great sign. And the ones that fared better were the ones where I was able to cut directly underneath their tissue rather than cutting their tissue. So I think that was the case for most of them. These ones on the right here, I did get a little bit of tissue, but even so, the polyps are starting to open up. Not so bad, right? So what did we learn? Number one, always assume when you're working with zoanthids or palythoas, even if you're not fragging them, you're just handling them, assume they do contain it and take the appropriate precautions. The precautions are wear gloves, eye protection, and face protection. Easy as that. Just use common sense and you'll be totally fine. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, if you got something useful out of it, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. So thank you very much. I appreciate you guys all watching. I will see you guys in the next video.